Yo, what's good with you, Nostalgia Man? I like that name. Nostalgia. Put that down to like 13. Match number of people. Oh yeah, when you get here, hit that like button too. Hit that like button. This is super unplanned. What's up, Marco Polo in the building? What's good with you? What's good? So we're gonna wait till at least 20 people get in the live stream, and then we're gonna go from there. Like I said, this ain't gonna be like a super long live stream or nothing like that. But when I saw this Apple Vision Pro release, I was like, yo, I can't even, like, my mind already was like firing off like crazy. Yes, sir. Shout out to Brooklyn, NYC. I'm doing good. How about yourself? Said Brady or LeBron, neither. I hate both of them. Right, we got 20 in the building. Excuse me. Say it goes hard. Yeah, so like I have a lot of mixed like opinions about it. Like on one end, like the way I'm just thinking like how I would use it, and then on the other end, I'm thinking like how other people would use it with this Apple Vision Pro. Get that volume up. That is perfect. Put it down to 12. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, so the Apple Vision Pro, Apple just released or introduced it, or whatever the fuck you want to say, however you want to say it. They introduced the Apple Vision Pro and talked about all the features and stuff. It's like a 2.5 hour long presentation going in depth about the specs, about what all it can do, and it's scary, kind of cool. But then knowing how most people would use it, still kind of scary knowing it's only going to get more advanced in the future. What's up with your bronze flat power guide in the building? But yeah, they started off talking about it was for 3.5K, higher than any of the other VR headsets, because most of them run you like $500, which we know of Apple, they always got to upcharge their stuff first. Like when the first iPhone first came out, it was expensive as all hell. They had to get it down to where any consumer can get it. It's gonna be the same way. Maybe a year and a half down the line, then they'll start having them as $500, maybe lower, depending on how many versions they have. But this thing is on a whole nother level. Like when you put on this VR headset, it has cameras all over it, and when you first activate it and sign in your Apple ID, you have to have it facing your face, and it scans your entire face. So whenever you do a FaceTime, it has a 3D rendition or 3D avatar of your face, and it can even go off just your eyes alone and tell if you're smiling, laughing, angry, any of that stuff. And I was looking at the 3D character avatar they had, like the dude who was doing it for the little presentation looked just like him. You could barely tell it was an animation versus a real person. It's the most mind-blowing thing I've seen in a long time. What's up with you, She-tacular in the building? I heard that. It's like FaceTime with VR on. It's more to it than that. It's the fact that now with apps, they have this like 3D engine in it. So you can it just knows where you're looking. Because the apps are basically like a hologram in a sense if you have the headset on, and it even displays shadows. So it's like it feels like it's actually in your room. You can make any screen bigger if you need to, whether it be YouTube. Actually, I don't need no music on. Whether it be YouTube, you can run multiple apps at the same time. So if you wanted to watch, say, an NBA game, you could have it on the screen over here. And then if you were working on the paper, you could have that right here. And over here, you could be listening to music. And of course, it's got that spatial audio in there too. So it basically makes it feel like you're in the room and the music is literally just surrounding you. You can make beats, DJ, all this stuff. But this is on a whole nother level to the fact that it's constantly looking at your eyes over and over and over, which of course they're gathering information on it. Because think about it, they need retina scan. They already got thumbprint scan. They already got facial scan. What more shit do they need? And my biggest issue with it is how it's gonna make most people super lazy. Like I can see some people who are like super work driven who could actually make that shit work and actually be productive and get shit done. But the average consumer, I'm just thinking like, man, you probably gonna use this for some simple shit like video games. Somebody definitely gonna use it for porn. Easily somebody gonna use it for porn, no question about it. Video games, just like little social media shit, like simple shit like that. But the fact that all you have to do is this with your fingers, just to tap the equivalent of tapping an icon, and the fact you barely have to move, so you can literally be sitting on your couch and not have to do a damn thing, is gonna make so many people lazy, especially if you're a kid and you have it. Like, sure, it's fun, it's cool, and all that. But say you get so used to it that you forget what it's like just to be in the regular world without all these floating apps and stuff around you. You ain't gonna know how to function around people. And that's my fear too. People ain't gonna want to go outside. I don't think they say anything about it being waterproof either. And one of the features they mentioned was you can make 3D videos. For one, it has spatial awareness, so everything it maps out your room or wherever you're at, so it knows I can set this app here, this screen could be here, all this stuff. But one of the features is it can capture a 3D video, so any memories, say your kid had a birthday party and they blowing out the candles, it can make it feel like you are actually there. FaceTime, that's another thing I mentioned earlier. You can have, say, FaceTime, like a person right here, another person here, while you have your game on over here or whatever work you have on too. And it's gonna have people so deep in the matrix, it's not even funny. Like the VR shit now, that ain't nothing. It's, don't get me wrong, it's impressive for what it is, but this is some whole other shit. And obviously Apple been working on it for over 10 years, teamed up with Disney. They got Marvel, all of these big meet Unity, the Unity engine, like video games, all working together on this one project. This nigga said Pornhub gonna be lit. I could only imagine. Sure, it can be used beneficially. Yeah, you could easily multitask and do shit like that. The icons actually move around with you, so it's not necessarily stationary if you don't want it to. So if you want to get up and go to the kitchen or something, the icons will be floating there in front of your face and everything. And other people can see that you're watching something too. And even if, say, someone tried to get your attention and you have a screen up, they can pop through, kind of like on some Danny Phantom shit. So it lets you know, hey, motherfucker, I'm trying to get your attention. But I can also see that being annoying if you got kids and the kids won't get up out your face. I can see that being annoying. The whole facial recognition and intricate technological advancement is further designed to transfer and zombify people from the actual universe to the metaverse. That's another thing. They got their own kind of like, you could really say like a metaverse too, like where you can change your whole background and your whole room because it's got a little knob to where, like I mentioned before, you could be, say, doing your schoolwork, watching the game, whatever. And then instead of your surroundings being your actual room, you can literally have it being an entire, you could go to the moon if you wanted to on this motherfucker. You could have it being, you could be on the beach. You could watch the Super Bowl on a beach with this thing. Like that's how scary it is, because knowing Apple and knowing they waited so late to hop into the VR game besides behind Stadia, Metaverse, and all that, that they wanted to make sure theirs was the best one, and they gonna take over the market with this shit, no question. When they lower the price, just think about version 2, 3, 4, and they gonna get smaller, and eventually, I was talking to my friend the other day about this. There might just be contacts. They're just like Black Mirror. You put some contacts in your eyes, you don't even need the VR shit, and that's when it's gonna get really scary. The Elon Musk shit finna be the same. It's just gonna be in your brain. Yeah, I was about to say a brain way worse than the brain. You finna inject shit into me like that. 2025, yeah. It's got a little minute though. You imagine this with the meta world. Yeah, I was seeing some of the stuff like you can be a DJ. I was thinking like making beats on that shit would be lit. I ain't gonna front. But like you could be a DJ. You can literally do anything on this motherfucker. One of my biggest issues is I feel like the first group of people that get it, they just want to get it to fuck around. They gonna do some stupid shit like drive in the car with it on. So they gonna be trying to scroll apps while they driving on the road. I have a very strong feeling they gonna do something like that because I know Apple's already working on a car too, which I really don't trust that. 2025 gonna be crazy. So you in Florida and no one goes outside. That's crazy. Okay, that's a wealth number. It's gonna sell. I'll say starting out, of course, since it's Apple, it's gonna sell, but it's not gonna sell the way the iPhone is now just yet. Because again, $3,500. Once it drops down to 500, flying off the racks, flying off the racks. Then from a work productivity standpoint, this can be a great multitasking tool. Definitely. I could already see how they use it for. They're using it for engineering purposes too. You could use it for, say, the aerodynamics or working on the wind tunnel for, say, Formula One cars. That's one of the things they showed. It could be for something for like what nuclear. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you a nuclear physicist or some shit. They have specific things for that are actually 3D renditions of it. I don't know the perfect word for it. The only problem is, like you can use it for productivity, but average person ain't finna do that shit. Just throw your vision on. You can show me everything. It's like you there. You can watch basketball games differently. Of course, they got the drones and stuff, so they need to drop the tablets. I can't remember last time I've seen someone that wasn't a kid with a tablet. I feel like the tablet replaced the Game Boy. That and the Nintendo Switch. But I feel like people gonna do some stupid shit. Some people gonna do some dumb shit outside. I can already see it. People probably gonna go into the woods or something. I want to see a dinosaur in the woods, and I'm gonna record a video and post to YouTube. And they gonna fuck around and run into a tree because they got too caught up in it. To show you an item or an apartment. Got a feeling something bad will happen this summer. That I see the haze in New York and Connecticut caused by the Canada wildfires. And no. So was the sheep shot just a warm up for what's about to come? Yes, I mean that's all population control too. So that was really the main point. You see, they got way, 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 way more laxed about all the restrictions and all the rules of having to have the sheep shot and all that stuff after they reached their certain percentage number of people to get it. It was all by design. So a lot of stuff gonna sell in the future because a lot of people really don't like the outside world, especially this younger generation. They don't like the outside at all. Have I seen Ready Player One? No, it's on my watch list. Ironically, 'cause I know someone said they compared it to that too. You study electrical engineering and being able to view MATLAB and AutoCAD models in 3D would be insane with this device. Yeah, I guess that's what they were showing. I don't know. I just know it was something in like a cube, and they had some cogs and shit in there. That's all I know. All I know is it has something to do with engineering. You don't trust anything published by the government. It's definitely brewing for somebody goofy to buy it and their child hurt themselves. Those are the ones I really be worried is the kids. Cause like, do you have any parental controls on there? Cause say a kid stumbles across the wrong website or something like that, and he's actually is there in the room with them. Think about that. I mean, these kids nowadays know how to get around all type of firewalls and all type of shit like that, and parental blocks. Shit, it was like that when I was younger too. This joint gonna cause even more mental fragmentation, definitely social isolation, and communication skills are already starting to be strained anyway. So yeah, this definitely gonna make it worse. The skin flick element. I think that's the one. I think that's probably gonna be one of the top 5 uses for this shit by the masses is to go on the hub. I promise you. And when it comes out, I want to see a stat on that when it comes out. Cause this thing can track, like, say you have an account and then someone else has an account on this VR headset. It tracks where your eyes are looking. Like whenever you want to click on something. That's scary. Like it's one thing to know your internet history and all that. Now you know exactly where I'm looking on a web page. Mm. Remember Pokemon Go game back in 2016 that had people going out and doing crazy stuff? Yeah. People would like cross the road without looking because they were looking at their phone, trying to get a Blastoise or some shit. I played that for a little bit, but I wasn't going outside doing no crazy shit. I was working in a hotel and I just walk around the hotel trying to find Pokemon and shit since it was slow. Feel like there's gonna be an age or should be an age restriction for this device. I agree with you on that. Cause yeah, a kid could really get lost in that shit. And at an age where like that's when your brain is developing, like your communication skills, building interpersonal relationships with people, those type of skills are very crucial. And we see the generation now, they've already been strained from that. So imagine how they got these little kids with tablets now. Imagine that whole headset you gave it to like a 3-year-old. And since he was 3 and he by the time he's 13, that's 10 years he is so used to this virtual reality shit. That say you take it away for a whole weekend, they might not know what the fuck to do. Think it's that same sort of mind control device. That's more the shit with Neuralink as far as mind control. If anything, this really just pacifies the masses and gets a lot of data. I mean, think about it. They get your whole room, possibly your whole house if you're walking around with this shit. Your whole house, maybe your yard if you're going outside. Plus, they can they can actually differentiate your eyes. Even if you had the same color as somebody else, say 2 people have blue eyes, they can differentiate the 2 of those. That's fucking crazy. It was crazy as how all the tech moguls send their kids to schools with a zero technology policy. Yeah, and then look what they do to the regular people. They just say, "Here, take all our shit." How can you make your games download faster on PS4? I don't know. I don't have a PS4. I don't know. Maybe don't run multiple apps at the same time or something. Like if you play game, I know like an Xbox. If you play games while you're downloading, it's gonna be slower. Versus if you just let that bitch go idle, it'll download a lot quicker. But yeah, man, this some wild shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I was telling my friend, wait wait till Apple drops like a Android robot. Of course, they can't call it an Android for obvious reasons, but like a robot, a iBot, or shit, iRobot. What if that's really what that shit was the whole time? Was something Apple was already thinking of and was gonna call it iRobot? I'm calling it now. They're gonna call that shit iRobot. But say they drop that shit, but it's not like the movie shit, and it looks more realistic, like those sex dolls that they released to the masses in 2017, or the ones that they want to have being baristas for some reason. Bro, I hate them 2K updates every month. It'd be like 30 gigs. It's like, what do you want? It moves because it's consent when you sign Signed Sibiu. Wait, what? Reading fine print. You're gonna be having them Star Trek hologram phone calls. I would have figured holograms would have been closer along the lines of anything versus this. But if, as far as pacifying the masses, this would definitely be the more effective way to do it versus just holograms. So Apple already got their car being made by Hyundai. Yeah. I don't think they've announced all the specific details yet, but like I said, I don't trust if it say self-driving. I don't trust nothing to say self-driving. We see with Tesla that shit. That shit can't recognize the little grooves on the highway. It can't recognize every exit either. What do I think about flat Earth? I believe we live in a dome. And there's some validity to the flat Earth thing. I don't believe we live in no goddamn globe. Fuck all that shit. It said Vision Pro 10s. Yeah, that shit gonna be like some contacts, bro. But they might downsize it all the way. They might be some sunglasses. Speaking, what happened to those Google glasses? I remember Oladipo tried to make them cool in that dunk contest. I don't think they ever caught on for real. I just remember that. A lot of y'all will go straight to Pornhub and OnlyFans when y'all get the Vision Pro. I don't know why niggas paying for OF. That shit's stupid. But I know people gonna go straight to that shit. They gonna make that shit as big as pun intended, as big as possible in their room. And they gonna make sure that shit do the wraparound effect too. It's a reincarnation soul trap. I wouldn't call that Apple Vision no soul trap. The 3,500, that price crazy. Yeah, you know that shit gonna lower. Just like anything Apple does, it's gonna eventually lower so that most of the consumers can get it, and then it's gonna boot the Meta headset out the way, the Stadia headset out the way, unless they make improvements and do the same shit that Apple's doing. But yeah, I'll say this. This is one of the first times I would say Apple has really waited to release something similar to everybody else. Typically, they might be the first ones to do it, or they do it shortly after Android. This shit, no, they waited. They waited their time on that one. Do I use other ciphers besides the base ciphers? Every now and again, I do. Don't think we've been to the moon. I don't believe we've been to that shit either. Or if we did, we saw some shit one time and didn't want to go back. So what's my views on God? You can believe what the fuck you want to about how you view God. But me personally, I'll say I always refer to God as the universe. Because it's literally all the way around. We talk about energy, which I'll get to that super chat in a second. Think about energy, whether it be good or bad, that shit gotta recycle. Think about karma. You do something good. Somewhere down the line, something good gonna happen to you. If you do something bad gonna happen to you. It might not be at that moment. It might be 15 years from now. You forgot what the bad thing was that you did, but it'll come right back to you. But I do believe there is some sort of higher power. So predictive programming for this was on South Park when Cartman had a safe space box. I'm trying to remember that episode. Damn, I'm trying to remember. I think I remember it. I'd have to go back and see. That does sound familiar though, from South Park. I know Family Guy when Stewie would always do like a reenactment or a simulation of him killing Lois. It was something like that too. Of course, it was a lot more bulky. But yeah, they done showed this shit before. Said they gonna make a cheaper version. That's how it usually be. That we live on a wave, like a frequency. And we all give off frequencies. That you get that, but the universe is dying, so God is dying. I don't believe that. I don't believe personally. I don't believe that shit about like the world gonna end and all that shit. I don't believe that shit. I think this shit's still gonna be here. Reset. Hence what? Well, the powers that be, they like to call it the Great Reset. They trying to reset some other shit, but coincides. But I don't believe nothing about like the universe finna die. What up, Lorenzo? What's good with you? Said, is God a good God? That's a question you need to answer. Do you view God as good or bad? I'll say this though, whenever celebrities win awards and shit and they say oh, they want to thank God, they ain't talking about give me the one that you think they talking about. I can tell you that. They talking about all the shit they didn't had to do to appease their gods. That's why they won those awards. That's why I was referred to it as the universe. That everybody was scared when 2012 the movie came out too. Yeah, that was a big thing. Like, the world going in 2020. The world was supposed to end in was it the Y2K thing? What the world's supposed to end in 2020? Yeah, I stopped listening to all that shit a long time ago. That's just shit to keep you scary. What do I think about the story of Jesus? It's merely that, a story. If you want to believe in Jesus, hey, I ain't gonna tell you not to believe in whatever religion. That's you. But me personally, to me, it's just a story. To the world's a soap opera. Shit, the world news is a soap opera. And we all characters in that shit. Some of us might be side characters. Some people main characters. Cat Williams thinks we live in a simulation. Yeah, that's a common thing. Guy on Timcast compared us to being created like the person who created the computer game The Sims. Yeah. Yeah, certainly. We're living a human experience. I believe in a past life we might have been something else. We might have been a whole nother fucking being. We just don't remember it. Or most of us don't remember it. But that shit make a lot of sense though, as far as us living in a simulation. Just think about how scripted a lot of the shit is that happens on a day-to-day basis, whether it be in world news, sports, just things that affect us that are obviously manipulated by people with much, 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 much more influence. And they've been able to keep that stronghold for hundreds of years. So you got Heat and 7. So you don't fear nothing. So it ain't nothing but fear mongering. So I say don't watch the news. More specifically, the world news. Not every single story in like local news is just some made up shit. So we all characters in life. So our former selves might have built the pyramids. That's what I'm saying. You never know. We might not even look like this, nigga. They want us all brainwashed. Yeah, that's the whole point of this whole Apple Vision Pro. Or more so lays the Neuralinks the brainwashing. Shit ain't never gonna end until we stand up against them facts. That's why some children act like old people. It's like they've been here. Yeah, that's why I say like someone has an old soul. Or like they're wise beyond their years. They spirit been here a long goddamn time. So you got the Nuggets at 7. He said, "Hey, won't." I guess you're saying the Heat won't win another game. I'm assuming that's what you said. But yeah, man, this shit. Like I said, this shit crazy as hell. I'm slightly curious what the car is gonna be like. but then it's gonna piss me off. It's like when I hear about the car and they start giving out the specs and the details, I'm gonna start getting mad about that car because they gonna make it look so goddamn cool. Like you could drive the car in the wind, and all your fucking windshields could be a beach, and you're not even there, and you can just sit back and relax. I'm like, I don't trust that. I still like to know where I'm going on the road, even when I'm a passenger in the car in the back seat of a car. I be looking at the road like I'm driving, even though I'm not. For what? I should laugh at that, but what? Nah, bro, ain't no way. A church got struck by lightning after it declared it will celebrate Pride Month, and it went up in flames. Wow, whole new meaning to flamers. But wow, mm. So just another tech advancement to keep us in the vacuum of the matrix. Yeah, most. It's all about how you use it. Think about how long we've had cell phones. We've had cell phones since I'm gonna say smartphones. Let me correct that. Smartphones since 2006. Think 2006. It's all about how people use it. Like some people run a whole business on that shit. Other people just watch cat videos on that shit. So it's all about how you use it too. So there's a good. You gotta take the good with the bad. You've been told you have an old soul. I've been told that shit too. It just baffles you how we live in a world that is ran by evil people and people think the Bible wasn't manipulated. Yeah, I've always found that odd too. But then again, some people, even if they, they believe in the Bible, they might still view the evil people that we're aware that they're evil. But say celebrities or something, they might view them and think they're still a good person. Because there's still celebrities that still push that Christianity too. Obviously, as a selling point, Country Wayne, as a selling point, so they think, oh, he's a Christian, he's a good person because he's quoting the Bible, da 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 da, and they don't really question anything that they do. Did I hear the story of some teens that got in a car wreck in a Tesla that was supposed to drive itself? There's plenty of Teslas that's wrecked because that were self-driving cars. Like they couldn't recognize merging lanes, they couldn't recognize exits, they couldn't even recognize like the grooves or even the barriers for that matter on a highway. I think it didn't even handle like really bad rainy weather, like wet road conditions well either. I think it's something about the sensors like having a hard time reading that shit because like not all the lines on the road or on the highway have that highlight paint to them. Sometimes you can't see shit. You just be guessing what the lane is, and that's the worst. That Cartman suffered from anxiety in the episode and was prescribed the isolation box / Apple Vision Pro, which served as his safe space. Had Steven Seagal. Let's see. I do remember an episode with Steven Seagal in it. That had to be one of the semi-newer ones. If we talking about a safe space. He said the church went up in flames. Most how Yahweh saying Kamehameha hit that motherfucker like Goku. That's funny as hell. That's wild as hell. So they had that South Park where they all had the boxes on their heads. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this episode now that y'all talking about it. Damn. I don't remember what episode. I'm about to look this up. Hold up. Cause it's gonna get on my nerves now. South Park. Which, hey, predictive programming, look at that. South Park. Let's see what happens if I put in Apple Vision. No, let's see. Nope, that ain't it. South Park. Safe Space. Let's see. Season 19, episode 5. Okay, yeah, this is the PC era. Yeah, sounds about right. Said we live in the Revelations. Yep. But even then, it ain't enough to really scare me though. Like I said, like Braun said earlier, like you can't be out here living for two. Like even when things get fucked up and things seem like everything in the world just crashing and burning, you can't be, you know what I'm saying, living in fear of that. Do you want to live the rest of your life in fear, depressed, sad all the time? No. You can be aware of it, but that don't mean you gotta negatively dwell on it all the time. So you heard the people that run the world use the Bible as a playbook. Yeah. Just think about the shit that's happened in Revelations and how it parallels to what's happening now. And then what's supposed to happen in the Bible that's viewed as quote unquote prophecy. And then people, like I said, you can believe whatever the hell you want to religiously. But then the people that assume it's prophecy assume would automatically accept that. Like, hey, this is supposed to happen. So in the end, we're supposed to get a happy ending and stuff instead of, hey, maybe we should stand up against these people instead of just sitting back and letting this shit happen. Who I got tomorrow, man? Denver. I got Denver going up 2-1. The Tower of Babel equals Twin Towers. Yeah, it was when we lost a lot of our privacy too. A lot of privacy then. Homeland Security Act. All that you can tap your phones. Which I mean, they obviously been doing that before that, but they had a reason. They had a justifiable reason to do so. Stricter on the airplane regulations and stuff like that. Boarding planes. For some reason, you can't bring water on the plane. I don't know why. You can't bring shampoo on a plane for some reason. That they wrote a script like a story to make it happen. That's all it is. That's the Bible. Call it storybook. Like I said about someone asking how I feel about the story of Jesus. I said this is strictly that, a story. If you believe a dude's gonna come back and save the day like Superman, hey, do you? I ain't gonna knock you. I gonna be like, how dare you believe in that shit? Like, no, that's your opinion. That's your view. That's your faith. That's what gives you mental solace. Yeah, man, I'm trying to go to bed, man. I'm sleepy as hell though. The main point of the stream though is, hey, this Apple shit is getting real out here, dude. Real. Just wait. If you think this some wild shit with the headset, wait till they downsize. Wait till they turn it into content. Wait till they throw this in that app. I'm gonna call it the Apple Car. I don't know if it's called an Apple Car. But wait till they do some wild shit like that. Then it's gonna get scary. But that don't mean you gotta be scared. That's right. We are out.